can the EU's human-centered approach to AI, which includes preventing biases in algorithms, promoting a trustworthy AI, and protecting human rights, coexist with the goal of becoming a more effective competitor in the AI race? So look forward to your comments on that. Susana, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Oscar. Thanks a lot for inviting me to this event at such a timely moment. I hope next time we can meet at the European Parliament. And I will go directly to the question because I think this is the key debate, whether European regulation in AI can be a limitation on Europe's competitiveness in this area. And I think it's normal that in its new technology, especially one with the transformative and cross-cutting potential that artificial intelligence has, the debate between regulation and competitiveness arises again. We are already experiencing the benefits of AI in an array of fields, but the boost that this technology has in our ability to analyze data opens up doors and capabilities that we don't have before, and also involves serious risk and also raises a number of ethical challenges. Algorithms can make decisions that affect the fundamental rights of people. They have the potential to create discriminations and inequalities and to call into question human autonomy. And I think all of us agree as a prerequisite, AI should be a human-centric technology. It should not substitute human autonomy nor assume the loss of their individual freedom. It should first serve the needs of the people and the common good, making sure technology is built and applied for the benefit of everyone. So in order to ensure that AI fulfills its objectives, not only technical, but also to serve people, a number of legal, regulatory, and ethical standards need to be put in place. And that will ensure that people can understand decisions involving the use of AI and gain trust. So our legal and ethical value system does not allow for an alternative in this respect. There is no doubt that risks need to be regulated and we need this human-centered approach. The question is whether we will be able to reconcile these requirements with legislation that at the same time enables us to ensure economic growth and prosperity for our citizens. And I think this is something that we should further analyze in this AIDA committee in the European Parliament. We should analyze the future impact of artificial intelligence, in particular on training, employment, and the economic performance in various areas. And there is a broad consensus, as you mentioned, that the future regulation should follow a risk-based approach, as the Commission proposed it in the white paper, with this distinction between high-risk and low-risk application. I think mandatory ex-ante requirements for high-risk applications are very important. Ex-post enforcement mechanisms need to be ensured also. But I think to ensure Europe's global competitiveness, we have to make sure that, for example, we have objective criteria to identify correctly the risks without hindering innovation and technological progress unnecessarily. I think there cannot be a one-size-fits-all solution to address all the issues related to artificial intelligence. And we need to avoid over-regulation of low-risk AI applications. As the Commission said, better regulation does not mean more or less EU legislation. So I think it's also important we must start from existing legislation. In this sense, I think the GDPR are good starting points that we must analyze in order to determine whether to modify them or if it's necessary, supplement them with other regulations. I think also legislation may contain exceptions, for example, to ensure that certain organizations like SMEs, which might have greater difficulty in dealing with certain regulatory requirements, need to be taken into account so that their ability to compete in their market is not undermined and they can have access to the technology and to its adoption. So it is also important for me that AI regulations are future-proof, promoting, for example, regulatory sandboxes, especially for startups and other innovative companies. And finally, creating an ecosystem of trust, but also creating an ecosystem of excellence, which means, and you mentioned it before, access to data and its analytics, for example, EU capacity building for data infrastructure and computing systems, overcome fragmentation and tackle these research silos we have in Europe, and create more synergies between public and private research in AI to boost investments. And for sure, attract the best talents in Europe, because as we know, we have skills shortage here. So I finalize, I think we have a unique opportunity to shape this new generation technology, and this can happen in a way that enhances opportunity for our entrepreneurs and developers and encourages them to invest and innovate. I believe EU has the potential to become a world leader in AI. We have the chance to set the standards that will shape the future, and just to say, let's all take advantage of it.